Hey everybody, how are you? I've always had an interest in historical medicine because if you look into it, there are some weird and even dangerous cures. Things that seem like complete madness today to you or I. So here's a remedy you may or may not have heard of that's a little sweeter, sort of. Following my witch mask and witchcraft history video, I thought let's do a honey mask and talk about Mellification, which if you've never heard of it, you're in for a treat, literally. So I have here a sleeping pack mask from Holika Holika. It's just called a honey sleeping pack. So as a sleeping mask, it goes on before you go to bed and you don't wash it off right away, you wash it off in the morning. It comes in a nice glass jar that looks like a wee honey pot. I almost want one of those little special honey spoons to scoop it out with. What are those called? Those little honey scoop things must have a name. It says it makes the skin elastic and smooth, and this is the blueberry variety, so I figured that blueberries have antioxidant powers as well. Honey itself has been used as a medicine for thousands of years, and it does actually have antimicrobial and antiseptic properties. Even today we mix it with hot water and lemon for when we have a cold. It's also very good for your skin. This mask is 40% honey. There are 3 kinds of it. Like I said, this is the blueberry variety. There's also canola or acerola. I've linked below where you can get it if you want to have a look. We'll try in just a wee second. But before I clear my face off, what is Mellified man? An elderly man who knew he was near death would start a strange sort of mummification process while still alive. Similar, I suppose, to how some monks would mummify themselves while still alive in order to never really truly die, but be forever in a deep state of meditation. He's fine, just meditating. He would eat and drink nothing but honey. All day, every day, no other food or water. He would even bathe in honey. This was intended to start the embalming process and, well, probably speed up the death. He'd consume it ideally until his sweat was honey and all his bodily leavings were also honey. Once dead, he was buried in a coffin which was completely filled with more honey. A mere 100 years later, his putrefied remains having mixed with the honey, his corpse was dug up, having ideally turned into a kind of giant solid piece of candy. Ew. It would then be cut up and sold as an expensive cure-all. It could mend broken bones and fractures, heal wounds, cure diseases, all with just a small amount. My word, what a marvelous and completely revolting substance. Honey, by the way, never goes off, so I suppose theoretically you could eat it after 100 years. If you wanted to. On that note, it's time to clean off my face and cover it with honey. Back in a sec. Oh, that's ghastly. Now that my face is clean and very pink and I look completely ridiculous, let's carry on. It doesn't smell really like honey, this mask, neither does it smell of blueberry. Just quite pleasant. And it's not sticky. It's not sticky either. It looks like honey. It's the color of honey, but it doesn't feel like sticking my hand into a pot of honey. Honey is one of the most adhesive substances. I love eating honey, but it's one of the most yucky substances to have in your kitchen. I think it just goes everywhere and it's so sticky. Oh, it's getting my hair going on nice and smooth. Oh, some parts of my face are going quite red and sore because earlier on I used a bunch of glycolic acid, which is, you know, acid makes the skin a little bit sensitive, so it's ooh. I've used this honey mask before, by the way. This shouldn't be making it sting, but I think if I put anything on my face right now it would sting a wee bit. Since it's a sleeping mask, I can really slather it on. Don't be afraid of sleeping masks. They kind of do get all over your pillow, but whatever. Make the skin more smooth and elastic, it says. Like it always do with more smoothness and elasticity. There we are. Do you think it will preserve my beauty? Will it give me healing power? God, I look terrible right now. Wow, I am sorry. I apologize to your eyes. Anyway, the thing is, sadly, there is no evidence that Mellified man ever existed. There's nothing more than the hearsay of one Chinese guy nearly 400 years ago, and otherwise zero evidence that mellification was ever practiced. Kind of a shame. Is it kind of a shame? If I'm saying it correctly, which I'm probably not, Li Shizhen, a 16th century physician and writer, wrote about it in one of his books. But even he was quoting the hearsay of someone else about this weird thing that maybe happened in the Middle East. But don't think that eating mummies is confined to the weird legends of the ancients. One could buy ground up mummy as a medical ingredient up until as recently as 1924. If Mellified man did exist, would you try it? Would you suck on a chunk of old sugary corpse if it meant it would cure your ills? I'm going to bed now, and hopefully to dream of something else. Well, I hope you found that interesting, and once again, I can't help but apologize for my face. It just... I don't know. Have I officially reached the yuckiest I've ever looked on YouTube? Who knows? If you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and as always, take care of yourself, be nice to each other, stay sweet for all eternity, and I will see you next time.